Everybody and
He's actually
welcome.
awake to this week.
I know. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 20, Week 2. Today, we're taking a look at the Knights Who Say GG Hero In, taking on How to Train Your Guardian, the Granola team. We did not see the Hero In lineup Week 1. Actually, funnily enough, both people from both teams explicitly told me, yeah, don't cast this, please. So, something horrible must have gone on there. Either that or Hollywood's Pause 1 is a smurf. Hard to say. Um...
10 seconds remaining.
With me here, as always, is the Dr. Dota, Randy.
Yeah, I'm here. I still don't know anything about this game. My understanding of Dota is in about March 2024, but...
Awesome. You don't know anything about these guys either. I mean, I really don't know that much about all these guys, for the most part. I know La, I know Blue Jay, I know Whimsical Dragon, to some degree. Only one season's worth of knowledge, and not a complete one, I don't think. Vaguely Doughboy, vaguely Gundam. I would say I'd be familiar with Gundam. But I really do not know. I'm not overtly familiar with many of these guys' playstyles. Again, you get 3 out of the 5 guys in the Granola team we saw last week. So, picking up the Shadow Shaman once again. A hero that is really ascending. Weirdly, it seems to me like the big upside of Shadow Shaman recently is that they buffed the hell out of his really big snake, but nobody seems to use that.
I mean, I already liked it before they buffed it because originally Shadow Shaman ult would be like never full power because people would always hit the snakes. Like,
that's true, but the problem I always have with it is that usually, just generally speaking, it's historically a lot easier to get rid of the one big snake than the many small ones. Like, yeah, you're not getting full power, but you're virtually guaranteed with the small snakes to get at least something, and on top of that, you have the ability to ward trap, which the big guy can't do.
Yeah.
So, there's Big Disruptor on the other side, which is a little interesting. OBS preview is kind of chugging there. I hope that wasn't the case in the actual stream. That would be bad. Doesn't look like it. It's not... Yeah. Anyway. So lots of bands, I feel like, for the most part, these guys aren't just unfamiliar with us, like the casting team. These guys are unfamiliar with, like, this league. So, I would imagine a lot of these are just, like, the most picked heroes on these guys' list are just getting banned. Like, I can see the Lifestealer, that's a classic law pick, that's going out. The Axe is a classic hero in picks, those are Dawnbreaker, those are going out. And Sniper is also going out for some reason. And then on the other side of the coin, it's like getting rid of the Kurisu Witch Doctor, getting rid of AA, that I don't know who plays AA on that team. Getting rid of the Gundam Void Spirit, just a lot of these very safe bans. Also getting rid of the Gyrocopter, who's been coming back a little bit in recent weeks. Notably, that hero completely demolished the hero in lineup Game 2 of Week 1, so... No, Game 1 of Week 1. Just like 1v5 to the whole game in one. Picking up the Wraith King here. A very early Wraith King, gotta tell you.
It's early. The pick works psychologically because you have a disruptor, right? And like anything that can stun Wraith King, like for instance Shadow Shaman, anything that can like cause Wraith King to not be hitting things can get glimpsed.
Hypothetically true. Except things that are not like stuns that just stay there. Okay, you're crazy picking the Mars into the Disruptor like that. I hate that idea.
Again, speed of things you can't glimpse, yeah.
Okay, no, actually it's worse. Picking Mars into the Disruptor and the Wraith King. So it's like, okay, so you've got a support that can ruin the arena, and you've got a Pause 1 that doesn't die in the arena. What are you picking this for? It's a little nutty.
It's a soft ban on a bunch of mids, I guess, but...
Yeah, that's it. And it's a very interesting target here. Maybe Blue Jay just continuing. I believe it's Blue Jay mid on this lineup. I could be wrong. Blue Jay continuing the trend of having that big target on his back, and La getting to fly through the radar. I don't know what it is with La. I think this guy is like constantly underestimated in LD2L, and I'm not really sure why. Because statistically, he's a very strong performer. I think a couple of seasons ago, he was like the #1 or #2 Pazlon in the league, like statistically, and just didn't get that. Warlock with the Mars and the Shaman makes some sense.
Creating like a circle of pain here. Like,
Yeah.
you get your Shaman to drop the snakes, and then stun somebody, and Mars arenas them, waits for the stun to be about to be over, spears them, and there's a Warlock ult you can use too. So like, I think most heroes die to that, except for Wraith King First Slave,
Yep.
which is kind of the issue, but you can kill their mid, that's for sure.
It's a very
Maybe.
proactive looking pick here. You're gonna bring out the Undying, which is just really another thing that can kind of ruin an arena, because I think even if he's like hostile, he can just throw the tombstone inside the arena. Or he can just put it up right outside the arena and force you to come out and deal with it.
Yep.
5 seconds remaining.
But I will say this hero in lineup is very bereft of stun right now. The most they got is the Wraith King Q. Whereas everyone on the on How to Train Your Guardian, even if it's a very like hard to pull off stun like the Mars one, or if it's a rare stun like the Warlock Golems, everyone has some CC on the Granola lineup so far, so they're gonna have like the mobility and positioning advantage at the moment.
Yeah.
Very weird picking though from Hero, or not from Hero and from Granola. It feels like in large part this is just a strictly proactive pick lineup, and they're not really looking or thinking too hard about what they're picking into.
Dire team pick.
And there's the VS. So that's going to force Marv into that. Well, for starters, that's almost certainly a core VS unless they're running core Undying. And rain stopping soon, and
10 seconds remaining.
that's awesome. So that's just another hero that you can't actually kill in the big pain circles. Because right now the whole idea of a core VS is you just get 2 lives. So
yeah,
you got 2 lives on the Wraith King, you got 2 lives on the Vengeful Spirit. Whoever this mid is going to be absolutely miserable. There's no two ways about that. But everyone else on this team is going to be, like, fine. Honestly, all they need to do here is just pick a mid. This is going to be a hard sentiment, to be honest. But pick a mid that's not going to get just annihilated in the stuff. Picking up the DK here.
so it's all red and orange heroes.
If true, yeah, Granola's coming out color-coded. Whereas Hero N is attacking with a mix of blues and greens.
That's true. They're both kind of matching.
But yeah,
This is the true Radiant versus Dire.
That's true, yeah. Just ignore whatever faction they're actually part of. I like the Shadow Knight. What the hell am I saying? I like the Dragon Knight here to a degree. This definitely should be a mid DK game. I'll say that much. As crazy as it sounds, this could actually be a mid Mars. Gundam does play stuff like that sometimes. Like just standard pause 3s in mid. Like I've seen him run like mid axe, for example. I think I've seen him run this too, actually, the mid Mars. I don't think so. I definitely would be much better to have this this DK mid, I think. Have the DK mid and have some other, like, brawny, kind of hard to kill guy for your P1. Like, maybe something like a Sven could be good here? Somebody who's going to be able to...
DK matchup with its Rancid.
Yeah. Somebody who can, which you're not going to know till you take the last pick anyway. Somebody who can stand up to things. They're banning out P3. Well, they banned out Timbersaw and Puck on the Granola side, so they don't seem to be confident as what's coming next. I think it's most likely going to be mid for that lineup. I think it's most likely going to be Pos 3 VS.
Yeah.
Roar! I guess it's not a great matchup for Wraith King. I think for a while it was like good for him, but just when he was just like massively numbers good.
10 seconds.
I really don't like him in this match outside of
I-
that specific context, so
5
This
seconds.
is an awful Ursa game because you just
Yeah.
get kited left or right. Like
Forever.
people get swapped away from you. People get healed with undying stuff. Like,
people get
you
put
have
into the
zombies
undying
screw you over.
tombstone. You've got the disruptor arena before and after, before your
Yeah.
BKB and after
You get
his
cleansed
axe.
as well.
And there's a DP.
DP.
Now select your heroes.
That's interesting.
Okay, so you're giving Ursa food with the DP, but other than that,
Is DP really food for Ursa? I mean, she's really fast
Unless-
and builds like Yules and stuff.
unless there's an EXO, then
5
yeah, I
seconds
guess. I mean, you don't really want to be wasting your time trying to kite Ursa. You kind of want other people doing that.
That's true. But I
And
think
the
you
second
can.
You get like bashed, like you're just dying.
The point is, you just build like a lot of move speed, you build like the Yules and what have you,
Yeah.
and then it's pretty hard to do. Not the
just
easiest to
out-
kite.
Like it does kind of handcuff them because they have to outweight EXO, but when they do, like if you see a DP without EXO, you arena play them and they just die.
Yeah. Problem is that nothing bad better have happened to your team during that time, because if you get the DP in the arena and like 3 people are already dead, or if the Radiant is now like in a great place to attack and Disruptor just throws down all of his buttons into the arena, what do you do now? It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah,
It feels like this team is going to be really good at dealing with like one individual person at a time. Beyond DP, Undying is also a decent enough potential arena target, and VS will be for at least a while, because she isn't like born with the axe. Right? Like, you know, you could arena people, but the problem is that you don't want to just arena people. Roshan is alive in the bottom pit. You don't just want to arena people. You want to arena in such a way that it's going to have this big, massive impact on the fight. And if you arena the DP after the EXO is over, what did you just accomplish, really? Unless DP is, like, balling like crazy. What did you just do? I don't think you
Yeah.
really did anything. If you arena the Disruptor after he's already hit all of his buttons, which you can do very quickly in a fight, mind you, what have you really done? It's still kind of nothing. This is not, you know, sometimes with these Ursa teams, you do have the situation of like, well, he can get kited, but there's only one character that's really that good at it. So if that character isn't like ready to do it, like we saw a little bit of that last season, where we had actually in a game involving the Blue Jay, actually was opposing him. You had an Ursa in this game where there was like 19 ways to kite him, but it didn't really mean anything because a lot of them were centered around Pangolier, who's just dying in 3 seconds at the start of every fight.
Yeah.
But this time, it's like any of these guys are kind of miserable for Ursa to be chasing. Even the DP. Like, I know you were talking about, oh, you know, wait for the EXO, and then, like, drop the arena on her and kill her. And that should be, that's a pretty good indication of about how pleasant of a target she is for that. I mean, she's just gonna... Okay, Blue Jay wasn't even, like, in position for that right-click contest. I don't think he would have gotten it even if he had right-clicked first there, but... Either way. Yeah, it is a pause 3vs. Either way, yeah, I don't know. Everybody's pretty miserable for this guy. DP, she's gonna build like Yule's move speed, right? Like, or at least she should be building just like, yeah, it already has it queued up. You can see at the bottom there, so. Either way. I think it's time for everyone's favorite part of the LD2L cast, the roll call. So, on the Knights who say GG, pause 1, you've got on the Wraith King, getting a little bullied here in the lane while Disruptor's not home. Pause 2, you've got Blue Jay on the Death Prophet, who did not respond to my DM, so fuck him. Pause 3, you've got Wafortkins on the Vengeful Spirit. Pause 4, Captain of the team, you've got Hero in. Interesting. No, actually he's the pause 3, I think. I think this is pause 3 Undying, which you don't see much these days. So pause 3, captain of the team, you've got Hero in on the Undying. I was about to say, weird he's playing 4, but he's not. Pause 4, you have Wolfortkins on the Vengeful Spirit, and pause 5, you got Whimsical Dragon on the Disruptor. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, on the How to Train Your Guardian lineup, pause 1, captain of the team, you've got Granola, about to have what at least should be the worst Ursa game of his life. Pause 2, you've got Gundam, also known as Lumix, also known as Dragon Knight. Pause 3, you've got this guy who doesn't know how to set his pro name, but that's Doughboy on the Mars. Pause 4, you've got Neni, also known as Kurisu, on the Shadow Shaman. This is a team of many names. And pause 5, you've got Barrett on the Warlock. Wraith King, a little low here. You're doing a pull. This is kind of an awkward time for a pull, though. Well, I guess the die is pretty low. They don't want to really prosecute this. Instead, they're just gonna like directly fight the pull itself. I was going to have to, and it indeed is taking this pull very conservatively, though. It's already out of regen. It's getting pinned to a tree, getting hexed. Definitely would like to see Whimsical Dragon shove a tango in this guy's mouth here, but no time for that. Goku.
Okay. Nice little shackles.
Yep. The shackles did hold the momentum. Oh, that little doughboy snaking away. Shackles did stop the momentum, but overall that trade was still a loss from the Dire, walking out of it. Just generally lower HP than the Radiant is, with less regen. So, unsurprisingly, Doughboy going for that Lotus Pool immediately here. Gonna get glimpsed out, that's sad. Good on, good pragmatic play there on the part of La, who uses his Wraith Fire Blast to secure that Lotus spot.
Yep.
And because of this pull, he did not actually miss any creeps to do so, so that's quite nice. Let's take a look at some other lands. Here we have the mighty Pause 3 Undying. Starting off with a Soul Ring, which is interesting. I don't think I like that particularly. I think you would, like, Undying has a lot of management use issues, which you can see. You're buying a Clarity and a Magic Wand. Like, this should tell you this is probably not a great investment on this guy. If you want to do something to keep your mana high as Pause 3 Undying, you know you're going to be, well, you are probably going to be building the Graves, so you just pick up Vlad's into Mana Boots, I think, or the other way around if you so prefer or need. Vlad's into Mana Boots will keep you well topped off. Your mana usage is not that high, and if you need a little something extra to grease that wheel, buy a Null Talisman. Promise it's better than it sounds.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
No,
courier
VS's Mango and a Ward. Rather annoying. Ursa is like just kinda, I mean, he doesn't really have anything else to, no, he could definitely be contesting a solo Undying in the lane over here, I think. Like, that's not that threatening to him right now. Wasting his time a little bit chasing around the VS there. And, I pop back to bot just in time to see the Shadow Shaman die a Wraith Fire Blast for the first blood here at 4 minutes, which is kinda late. Meanwhile, in mid, it's, firmly gotten him in the lead. It is a nearly... Okay, never mind. Apparently, they are going to be able to get this VS after all. It is, like a nearly 10 last hit disparity between these two guys. Gundam is about half a level up, and I don't think this, this particular wave is going to change that much. It narrowed it a little bit. No, it didn't. He got 2 denies under tower. Wow, what a Chad. But, yeah, thus far, that is not particularly looking like it's going to be changing much. Well, getting the phase boots with the proceeds from the First Blood, not a bad idea, because, it's getting whacked around a little bit by the God's Rebuke. Yeah. I think that's the main source of damage from this lane, so that armor is going to come in a lot of handy. He's going to say, get the hell out of my way to the Mars, and just start hitting this, this wave. This lane started out... This lane started out pretty bad for this Wraith King, but he is, time is starting to make it good for him. Doughboy gets that Soul Ring with that no HP, so he has to go back to base anyway. They are just going to get this for free. The Ursa is going to take the Lotus here as, VS is out securing the rune, and indeed Blue Jay did wind up with this region with no contest, which is something he really needed. I think it was probably worth the trade. Like, Undying is second place for that, well, tied second with the guy he's laning against. And is like a pretty self-sustaining hero in a lot of ways. He's not gonna, like, care that much.
Right.
But, this VS definitely needed that help, so good play on their part.
Right, Disruptor.
Taking the phase.
Just getting run out.
The Wraith King's running at them on the other side. I like this positioning here.
Dead to Blood Grenade? Wow, last stick.
Wow. You don't see that very often. So awesome. Two deaths to DPS in this lane. You've got the Shadow Shaman who died by Wraith Fire Blast, and the DOT from the level 1 Wraith Fire Blast, no less. And you had the Disruptor die of a Blood Grenade.
Yeah, it's a rough one. Literally the last stick.
This is a classic Warlock lane up here. Outside of that one kill, which does put Ursa in the lead, slimly, because he's down pretty considerably for denies. Not considerably, but... Outside of that, the kill in the VS, it has just been complete... Phase boots on the Undying? Okay. It has been just complete, like, status quo here in top lane. Nobody's able to actually take any significant advantage. Which, that's what you get with the Warlock in your lane. That's a Warlock laning classic. Let's see, who do I need to make a call-out post about? Tabbing out here briefly.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Rip to Blue Jays courier. Luckily for them, it was empty. Jesus Christ, what's taking you so long to refresh Twitch? Somebody died while I was waiting for Twitch to refresh. It was the Shadow Shaman. The Wraith King looks like he's in danger if he pursues this, but it's only it's a purely visual effect because yeah, with those 2 Lotuses, he will have more than enough mana to just reincarnate here. Have you noticed when you're playing Wraith King that reincarnation is now like an active button for some reason? That worries
You
me.
can press it.
Yeah.
You can press it. To die early.
Oh, Wacko followed me recently.
I don't know why you would want to. I guess if you know you're about to lose the mana to do it, that's about it. Or making some sick Wraithfire Blast play.
Okay, you can't see who's idling in your stream in this stupid creator menu. Awesome.
Okay.
We have a go here at bot. Both mids are just showing up here at this point. But well, one of them got a kill on the support and is like doing a big number on this tower,
okay.
and
My friend, you won't die.
is about to lose a lot of his... He's not going to die, but he's going to lose a lot of his HP to ghosts there. I think if that was a little better coordinated, the communication on that was a little better. I think they could have actually gotten a kill on them, because I think Blue Jay, especially with those tangos he has in his inventory, he could have just eaten one. Continued to face tank there and just put the DK down, but he opted not to do that. As a result, that Exo's total result is going to be killing Shadow Shaman and getting about a third of this tower, which is fine. Especially when you compare it to the first arena, which got nobody and did nothing.
Yeah, well.
Rep 2 a real one. Getting the Blade Mail on the Undying doesn't work as well as you think it would against the Ursa, I can tell you that much. It ignores the bonus damage that that his passive does, unfortunately. DD on the Dragonite is going to hassle this tower a little bit. They got the Shaman here. This Shaman should really probably go get snakes before he bothers doing crap like this. He's really not. I guess he secured a DD, but that's it. They took the bot T1 on the Dire side. This is actually the first tower that's going to go down.
Yeah, nothing else.
Yeah, they're not going to get the Mars, but... they're gonna hurt his feelings. He is like the bottom of the last hit chart in a pretty bad Mars game, all things considered. So I don't think he's gonna be that happy with the result in this case. We have a... Yeah. Oh no, it was me from the past.
It's me
That's
in the corner.
Blake DeG. Whoever you are, you better not be in this game, Blake DeG. If you're actually in this game, you should say something in all chat. It'll be funny.
In 2 minutes. It'll be
In
great.
2 minutes, yeah. Radiant's cute on the Wraith King, which it has been since the beginning of the game, but it's actually... This is kind of like a scary Radiance game for the Wraith King. And not in terms of what it's like gonna tangibly do, but in the fact that he is like almost certainly gonna get it before 20 minutes. Unless something really bad happens to him, which I mean it could. 4 people are currently running at him. 4 people are running at him. They have the arena that's gonna be the first life, almost guaranteed. You do have the VS who's teleporting in. First life is now down. The stun comes out on the...
oh my god, that rock.
Stun comes out on the VS here. This is like almost a good counterattack for the Radiant, but it was a little too split up. So all they're going to get for it is just a support line.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And actually lose the VS there as well on that backswing, which is not actually great. I think the hero and team needed to get those guys in quicker. Needed the TPs to come out a little faster than that.
Yeah, Disruptor ulti got tier though.
Yeah, it was a very good Disruptor ult, even if it, in the end, it did get kind of countered pretty hard by the Warlock ult, which hit everybody and stopped any. Why the hell is that called the Rock?
I don't know.
It is most certainly not that.
Whoever called it that for the first time.
At least the triangle is triangle shaped.
Whatever 2011 Dotacaster first said. Rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. Ever since he was a Dotacaster in 2011. Didn't have much else to do.
Listen, Jabroni, the only Dota character that's as strong as I am is that golem there.
The big rock. And arena up.
Yeah, this is gonna be funny.
Stun
him. Yeah, he's gonna get the wisdom anyway.
Arena? Okay.
No arena. Mostly because there's no follow-up. He would, he could never kill Wraith King and nobody else is here. Speaking of, killing, we're looking for this Warlock guy here. They accidentally just stunned a dude by complete accident. That gravestone didn't accomplish much as far as damage, but it did get both of these guys to turn around and ignore the VS still trying to run away here, which she might actually get away with it. Better hit that burn on herself. No, isn't even gonna need that. So yeah, that's what kind of a kiting team this is. The VS just ran away and got away with it in that awful situation. No, VS, don't do that. Never mind, she didn't get away with anything because she just walked directly back into the Ursa's mouth. But it was bait, you see. It was actually super bait. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Well, they got the mid tower.
True.
With the snakes.
Take a look at the net worth charts here. It is not looking good for Mars. Wraith King will have this Talisman of Evasion like now. He's gonna have it before 18 minutes, which is a little nuts. Boots of Bearing on the Death Prophet already. See, Blue Jay knows. This is definitely something I've noticed about Blue Jay before. Blue Jay is somebody who understands the importance of kiting, and so he rushed Bongo Boots. He has Yules queued up, and he has the Shivas queued up. Like, they're not getting this guy. Like, it is going to take an arena. There's not going to be any substitute. If you do not get an arena, you're not going to get him.
I'm extremely concerned about this game, actually, because like this Ursa is not going to be online for at least another 2 items, and this Wraith King is going to have Radiance and maybe 3 other items by that time.
Yeah. Illa is playing the game right. He is just clicking creeps, and nobody's really stopping him. The hope right now, I think, for the most part, is locked up in the DK here, as is Fire Dragon. For the big AoEs, and yep, that's a Wraith King Radiance at just over 16 minutes.
That's really scary. And Ursa has Battle Fury soon, so there's that.
Yep. Ursa has not much more of a life to live, perhaps? They're holding the swap on him very long. They're not going to swap him, actually. They saved the swap. I was very surprised. I thought they were just going to swap him back into the middle of that. Maybe they just goofed the timing.
Here, but they aren't. Well, no, because they're all visible on bottom wave. Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
Just weren't looking at bot, maybe?
Yeah, he just forgot, you know, happens to the best of them.
They're going to actually try to defend this bot T1. They have everyone showing up for this.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, everyone's just going to walk away for this, actually. They're going to say an MVM, which, I mean, isn't that surprising, because right now they're at a disadvantage. The ones are starting up, so if I suddenly disappear, that's why. There's supposed to be 100-mile-per-hour winds here today, so lucky me.
Yeah, well.
The weather forecast was like, oh no, there's not a chance the power goes out. Your power will go out. You will lose cable. That is an inevitability. It's supposed to happen, like, basically after Game 2 wraps up, so you guys better make this quick. Luckily, the VOD will save and everything if my power dies. So there's that. They're going to... Wow, really wall up the poor Shadow Shaman here. It's kind of a waste of time for them, though, really. I think they wanted to get something more decisive here done, but
yeah, I mean,
you're not going to be able to kill this DK.
So one death that is not on us forward on Dire is Ursa. The other 2 cores haven't died.
Yep.
And Ursa,
that's the upside. The downside is that the other 2 cores have only not died because they've just barely gotten away from things and have spent a lot of time hanging out in the fountain, which is why their net worth right now is terrible.
They're about to change.
Yeah, okay, that was a huge one, but yeah. Everyone here, that great timing on the disruptor roll. That was absolutely going to be a big arena, and he just saw it and he said no. He saw it, he said no, and they're leaving. This is great. I don't know who's calling this play on Hero End Team, but good call. This is going to hit the Tombstone to death. Lose about half his HP doing it. He has no regen or lifesteal or anything. He's building Blink next. He's actually starting to catch up a little bit. They definitely cannot afford to ignore the Ursa. Speaking of Blink,
Beaker hasn't died yet, guys.
Speaking of Blink, Wraith King has just gotten Blink.
Yeah, a little concerning.
This guy's really pretty much ready to fight. Mars has also gotten his Blink. Though, you know, again, he's not really going to do anything here, but just... Like, this Mars has basically no ability to act independently right now. He is strictly a tee-up guy. He is almost a support. The Yules has now come out on the Death Prophet. Looking at a Glimmer Cape and the Warlocks are going to definitely need to start thinking about that detection soon. Undying gets a Halberd. Is just pretty much... No, this is a good Halberd game. Though, I will say, the Enrage does immediately get rid of it, and so does a Manta style if DK chooses to build that, which he's not, but he's building BKB, which does the same thing. They got an arena on the Death Prophet here. He's completely dead. Yeah, they actually stopped the TP. They do not bother trying to save him. Just 4v1 arena. Pretty large kill, 799 gold changed hands, mostly right into the Dragon Knight's mouth, which put him in second place.
That's good.
He has his Mjolnir, he's queuing up the BKB next. I thought that was the Mars, it was the Warlock. Mars also queuing up a BKB. A little tragic here. It's not really going to help them all that much. Just will be he's just getting that because he needs to be able to do arena inside of the disruptor ult, and that's it. It's actually a very large arena. Sadly, it just got used.
Dire's top tower
Gonna
is under attack.
take like almost all of this T2 here at bot or at top. They actually had to glyph it. The Dire did.
I saw 3 Dire heroes TPing, but only 1 got up there. I don't know.
They just
Where'd
saw
the other
that
2 go?
smoke. They had to see that smoke. A million creeps were chasing them, and yeah. Indeed, as predicted, Ursa is just running for the hills, just right-clicking the exact opposite side of the map. They just saw that smoke.
Radiant's bottom tower
Very unfortunate smoke timing on that. Wraith King also is BKBQ'd.
Dire's
I
middle
think
tower
every
is under
core right
attack.
now, except for the... No, this is not a core. Every core right now, except for the Undying, is BKBQ'd. Oh no, VS, or DP doesn't have it either. Put all 3 guys in the Dire. Oh no, Ursa doesn't. Never mind. So,
He's gonna buy
BKB
one.
not nearly as common as I thought it was in
Radiant's
people's
top
quick
tower
buys.
is under attack.
This is really awkward. It feels like the Radiant are trying to figure out what the hell to do right now. 2 ships are gonna meet here as the
Okay.
Shaman and the Undying find each other, but what the hell does that matter? It's just a Shaman. That's not an important target anymore. VS is going to find the Mars. He's going to whiff the blank. Going to put down the arena. Mutual stun here. Nobody is even like that close to this VS.
Guys. My DK
The
doesn't have blank.
Disruptor is going to show up. It's going to get the DK to leave.
Oh!
This is a pretty crazy deep Disruptor ult, especially given that the DK's just standing in it, but there's just not enough people here. This is a 3v5 and there was no
Radiant
EXO until
throwing?
right now. Yeah, that was like... I don't know if that just came off a cooldown, but that was like the most
What is
delayed
happening?
EXO ever.
Like, why is everyone just chilling?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Like, you see Dire playing that fight, you see Radiant kind of just standing there waiting for things to happen.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
Very odd turn of events. It felt like bad communication there or something.
Radiant's
Felt like they
middle
couldn't
tower
decide
is
whether
under
they should
attack.
go on that or not. And the ultimate finding was, they
Okay,
probably
Nice
shouldn't
versus
have, but
Ursa.
it's not a
Ursa's
great look for
fine.
Ursa.
Yeah, he's not David Nelson.
But he has no blink
2,
because they got the Radiance on the DK.
Radiant's top
2,
tower is under attack.
1, blink, die.
Slap. Okay. Well, that turned around a lot of the momentum they just lost.
Yeah, because really it doesn't matter until Wraith King dies. This game becomes dangerous if Wraith King
Dire's
dies.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I will say it is kind of a doomsday clock. This Radiant team does not really scale outside of the Wraith King at all. Like the Undying doesn't scale worth anything. The Death Prophet doesn't really scale worth anything. These are both very early game snowbally heroes, and the point where the Wraith King is able to is immortal. The point where you're able to bring him down on a at least modestly. Hell, even the moment you're able to bring him down one time, I can tell you this: first time they kill him, four deaths on his team are going to follow, right? Like, the first time this guy dies, it is virtually inevitably going to be a wipe. And if it's not a wipe, it's going to be, 4 people or however many survivors scrambling to base at no HP. So there's that. I mean, that's going to be a big turnaround no matter what happens, kind of. I mean, they're only 1k in the lead right now.
Right.
They're starting to play this very slow and destroying it, which is really not to their advantage. Because, I mean, Mars is living in a box under an overpass. Like, this guy could not be poorer than he is right now. But also, like, he is, like, if he was on the Radiant, he would be the second best scaling hero, and it would not even be a contest. Like, the gap between him and third would be a mile long. If only enough, third place is not even a core, probably. Or not probably. The probable third place is not even a core, is probably the better way to put that. They're going to jump on the Wraith King here. 2 people have actually already taken the Twin Gate out. Oh no, they glimpsed Ursa out of the ult! And here comes
This
the double
arena
death.
is sickening.
Yep, second kill on the Wraith King here. He's going to try and get the revenge on the Shadow Shaman, but the Shadow Shaman chicken ability is going to get him out of it.
Oh my god.
And the Dragon Knight got an ultra kill. Only now is the Undying coming back in super late. Like, again, this is a very, very poorly played fight on the part of the Radiant. Unfortunate to say that, but it's like they had two people take the Twin Gate out immediately after killing the Tormentor. The fight started, one of those two people came back, and the other person stayed on the other side until everybody else was already dead. That was, like, horrible. You can't do that and win. You cannot do that and win a game. That is like abominable.
I just like the arena again because the arena 3 people and then the 4th person is trapped on the outside of the arena because that's the way he was running.
Yeah, it was a very good arena. This is not to say that Dyer took a bad fight there. It was a very well placed arena, and again, what is a very hard Mars game. It's a very well placed arena. The Warlock and the Shadow Shaman both very disciplined on use of their skills. Granola was going after the right person the whole fight. Make no two ways about that. Lumix as well was just very brave. A lot of people would see that Wraith King and flinch, but he was just right in there, face to face with them, and he won the fight. So the people in the Dyer, they did play that fight well, but what a disastrous circumstance for the Radiant.
Yeah.
I mean, for starters, got themselves caught here due to a, they just had one launcher. I think they smoked by, so it's not like they were, they have an excuse there, right? It's not like they could have got that with detection, but.
I feel that the positioning should be opposite of what it was. Like, you have Wraith King running up with the supports to use the Twin Gate instead of DP, and then DP is just hanging back, like, waiting to see if anything's gonna happen. Because if DP was there instead of Wraith King, like, you just let your DP die, and then everybody important is, like, gone.
Well, either A, you let your DP die, or B, you use her 19 kiting items to just keep them fighting her for an hour and a half while your team wears them down, but that's just not what happened.
Because the formation is reversed, like your Wraith King gets caught first. Like, it shouldn't be possible.
And I think that's fine to a good degree. It's still a Wraith King. That didn't change. But the problem really is that the fight started as a 3v5. It turned at best into a 4v5. It's just bad. Like it felt like they either should have engaged on it and taken the fight. I think they got a decent chance, even if they got caught with their pants around their asses because they had the Tormentor buff on them still. You either take the fight and take what you will, or you disengage. You definitely do not keep guys on the other side of the Twin Gate and then just trickle them in to feed. Like, that's the worst possible option. Cannot be half-hearted. You go or you don't. Everyone pingeth the Ursa.
Okay.
Well, this is an arena. They're going to get the Disruptor killed, but as predicted, not before he loses all this stuff. Wraith King is first life dead. He is in the middle of this. The Exo is out. Where is my Undying? He's just at, like, he's got this funny little tombstone up here, and he's killing the supports, and, like, that's great, but the same goes the other way around. Like, this is also a team that doesn't care about his support.
Kill him right now.
They're looking for the kill. They're looking for the kill on the DK here. He's waiting for an actual stun to show up. Never mind. He's waiting for for the stun to show up, so then he can pop BKB once he's already like mostly dead.
This is weird. Item usage on Dyer now.
Yeah, they still killed the Wraith King though.
Okay. Yeah, but he could have died a lot easier than that. He just went on him. Like, he has no reincarnate. Like, I guess they're scared of the Exo, but.
So that was a 3 for 4. The VS bought back for that.
Fortunately, Radiant can't do anything because the Wraith King is dead.
Yeah, so. The Wraith King is dead, and they used X on the fight.
Yeah.
Again, where is your soul rip, my guy? Again, taking these fights sort of poorly. Again, like, Undying was on the side of that fight, dropping the tombstone to bully the support line after they had already dropped the wards and dropped the golem. I don't think that's worth your time. You're not building for that anyway. You've got the Blade Mail, you've got the Lotus Orb, you got the Halberd. What use is that against the Warlock and the Shadow Shaman? What use even is that against, like, the Mars, right? Like, you're building to fight the Ursa and the Dragon Knight, and I think it's a good idea. I think it is good for the Undying to be thinking about that in this game. He's the guy, it's his job to do it.
Ursa?
But, like...
Okay.
You gotta actually do it. You can't just build for it. And
demolished.
Support's just hammered over here. No Wraith King in town means... No Wraith King in town and no Exo means this is an impossible battle to win, and they're not even gonna attempt it.
Roche.
Gonna withdraw? Well, Dire takes their first Roche. 30 minutes they're taking their first Roche. I don't think it matters much in this case. I feel like Dire is kind of in the driver's seat at this point. You know, the DK is like way... I mentioned at the top of this, a lot was writing on the DK here. He was mostly where this team's hopes were founded, and now he is top of the net worth charts, and he is winning the 1v1s with the Wraith King. Like, it's getting bad.
I really am just having flashbacks to last season's Blue Jay team where it looks like 5 different people, like, playing 5 different games.
Yeah, neither of these teams have a lot of experience with each other. In fact, I believe this is the Granola team's very first time playing as 5 people. But it definitely feels like at the very least the mics are working more on this team. Maybe that's just because Granola is a captain in so many leagues. This guy is a captain in, I think, 3 leagues at this exact moment, right? Maybe it's just because of that experience that has Granola, like, actually saying things on the microphone. It felt like there was good shot calling early on in the game, but it felt like these guys don't know how to win or how to lose. It felt like the shot calling went away after, like, the 15-minute mark, and then since then it's been chickens with their heads cut off, and you cannot have that. You have even more funny kiting items on the Disruptor here with the Yules and the Glimmer Cape. You have nothing on the VS. This person is destitute, which is a shame, really. I feel like, if anything, I would much rather have my Disruptor at 5k and my VS at 8k right now. I feel like it would make a lot of difference in this situation, actually. And a lot of that 5k even is just a shard they got off the Tormentor, right? Like, and awkward.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not really looking to engage on the Ursa here at the T2. He's got his BKB in. We saw that already, but he's also got his Aghanim Scepter queued up at this point. BKB out on the Mars as well. We saw that in the last couple of fights, I believe. Yeah, he's used the 9. Is currently building his 33-minute Vlads, which I do not agree with. Do that earlier, my friend.
Dire's top tower is under
Second best time to play in a street, you know?
True. Or at least Blue Jay is probably doing the right thing up here by just constantly being aggressive, pushing on this top lane. They can kind of see at the very least. Yeah. No, they don't actually have any vision here, but they can at least kind of see that the... No, he's not. He thinks he's fucked. But... I guess these creeps to give it away a little bit, these skeletons. It definitely feels like this would be an awesome opportunity, especially when you see guys going on the waves back here and like the skeletons, to like go in here with smoke as one of these supports and get some vision up. Because it's kind of unfortunate. If DP knew that the Dire wasn't paying attention to her at all, I think she could have went and hit the T3 and at least chipped it, if not forced some TPs up there. Interesting. DP... Again, you want to talk about good communication. DP started TPing right after the DK came on vision, and somebody had to ping him to get him to not actually finish the job. And now DK is actually running for the hills, going for this twin gate to meet up with his team. Which means his Mars is a man alone here, which is kind of an awkward guy to just be hanging out by himself or whatever. Okay.
Alright.
Mars is walking to a lot of pain, but the Radiant can't decide whether they want to stay or go. And the vision game for them, not really great at the moment.
BKB, alright. Don't know what's happening, I'll be honest with you.
Awkwardly
game.
done fight here.
Okay,
Going to, no he's not. Mars is
what
going to
is
walk away because
right
DK
now?
showed up. The Wraith King is in now,
Oh,
the
my.
arena pops, but with all these BKBs, it doesn't matter that much. Ursa is going to immediately just demolish the, support line here. And is going to take out the DP as well.
Yes.
Hero In is going
really-
to tank the rest of aggression by Dire, while Wraith King moves north and sacks his support. The Disruptor's
awful
coming
team.
in to try and get something done here. I don't know how much it's going to be exactly, but, you know, it's something.
Like, it's an awful
Passively,
tombstone
minimally.
game too, because you see every fight the tombstone is killed within 5 seconds by the DK who just right clicks it until it's dead and
Yeah.
doesn't pay attention to anything else. And like he has a Mjolnir, so
Still, a slight win for the Radiant, though losing the DP was a big pain in their ass. They're up a little bit of gold, probably, I would guess, much more XP. Oh no, they actually are down for XP comparatively. I'm not really sure how that happened, but hey, it's something. 2 for 2 there, simple thing. Much better played fight for the Radiant than the previous ones have been. I think the problem at this point is just that now they're at a... Not only are they at a decent deficit, they're at a decent net worth deficit on a team that really does not scale to anywhere near the degree of the enemy team. And the team is itemizing pretty well around what the Radiant's offering. I mean, Ursa's got the Ags now, so he's not really afraid of anything they have to do to him for a long time, until the Disruptor Ags comes out. He is, like, fine, he doesn't care. And the Disruptor Ags is coming out, but it's not even halfway done. It's going to be a while before it comes out. Shaman's just building traditional Shaman items, so I can't say much about that. So is Mars. He's got his lugs now. So there's that. The DK actually bought himself a Hurricane Pike just to be able to catch up to people faster. Got himself a Hurricane Pike and a Sanjin Yasha. This guy is a very unusually mobile DK, and that plus the BKB is making him pretty slippery in fights. Actually having a lot of trouble actually getting a pin on this guy. So, as a result, at this point, most of the tricks that Radiant has, a lot of people in the Dire can ignore. They're going to have, like, one more power spike when the Disruptor gets the Ags. Like, when the Disruptor gets the Ags, it's going to be very big. If they can't, like, turn the advantage around and eke out some way to win during that time, it's the... Why do you have Tango still? It's going to be tough. Oh no, don't queue up an AC, Blue Jay! Don't do that. Again, fascinating team comms.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see if he actually buys it.
Go for an MKB on the Dragon Knight, which I don't even think you need. You're doing well enough winning these fights, even with Rip Warlock. You're doing well enough winning these fights, even with the Wraith King Radiance Blind. Going to get a free shard for the DK, which is like way worse than it used to be, but whatever, it's a free shard. 5-man scan here on the Radiance part. They're thinking that the Dire took the Twin Gates and were coming down here, which is not actually true. They just took the Tormentor, then just ran back to their own side of the map, which is something that you get to do when you outscale the enemy team by like 30 miles.
Radiant are scanning.
I'm glad this shows the gold change from Warlock's untimely death. What a team fight it was!
Smoke.
5-man smoke here.
Almost.
5-man smoke part 2. They're just so desperate for the Dire to be in the wrong position right now. But nope. Dire's just farming the safest farm they can.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like, you'll notice every time the Radiant team goes dark, like, everybody on Dire just gets into this super defensive position here as far back as possible.
Yeah.
Now they're smoking up themselves and running into the Radiance triangle. The Radiant will not be there. Well, this is awkward. Gonna de-ward here, gonna take the outpost, so Dire definitely knows where the Radiant are now. Oh man, this is not who you want to be, like, sitting here in the front lines. Going to immediately take the Disruptor, which is a really bad start for this team. TP's going to protest. They're going to let the supports go. I like how everyone turned around there. It's a little comedic.
Well, it's sad.
And yeah, everyone else is just going to flee on the Radiance part, which is probably the right move. Like, that was such a bad fight to take when the Disruptor immediately died. Still got the AC and the quick buy for the DP, by the way.
Oh no. Say it ain't so.
I'll not go. Bury me.
And sweet.
This is exactly what Heroine is thinking right now. He was just the guy they happened to catch. And he's gone. Does have the instant respawn.
Radiant's middle tower is
True,
under
at least
attack.
there's that.
And dying as his Zags at this point. I don't know if that really means anything when he's dying 3 femtoseconds into every fight. Still no soul rip, by the way. It's really making that fact a lot worse. Like, the Tombstone is already really fragile in this game, and he also doesn't have any way to, like, heal it. Like, I know you're pos 3 and dying, but let's just call a spade a spade. Let's call reality what it is. Like, you're really pretty much just a third support at this point. You really want to be able to throw HP into that Tombstone, get the shard so you can at least, like, save people. Like, yeah, the Dragon Knight does shred a Tombstone very quickly, but also, you know, that's at least, you know, a third of his BKB, if not half of it, is going to be wasted hitting the thing, and you could just put somebody who you really don't want to die instantly in there, and there you go. Like, you can put the DP in there, and I think the Exo still keeps going. I could be wrong about that, for example. Whereas the DP has just been dying in about a femtosecond in all of these fights. Like, for all of this kiting stuff, she has not really been able to do it at all.
Yeah.
Really needs, I mean, you can't even get BKB anymore. Well, I mean, you can, obviously, but, like, the BKB isn't even going to be enough to do it anymore, because so much of the problem is just things that go through the BKB, like the Abyssal Blade, for example. Which is, what Ursa's got right now, as he's going to, take Roche here. He's about 6 slotted at this point. He's really not going to get any stronger than this. In fact, yeah, literally, unless he wants to replace his boots or the Battle Fury, literally all he's got to do is just get Moon Shard and he's done, so he's that at least. Like, he's not going to get any scarier than this. I guess he probably could replace Battle Fury this game reasonably. Oh, he also has to upgrade Blink Daggers. Who's that? He's basically done. Fortunately for the Radiant, they got one guy who scales, and he's not really that far from done himself. He's basically just got to finish Abyssal Blade, and then he's going to be mostly the same spot. I mean, the Ags is a pretty big, especially in a game that looks like this, is a pretty big asset for him. In fact, maybe an asset that I would have pursued instead of this Skull Basher, honestly. So that will be a power spike if he manages to get it before the end of the game, which is kind of looking like an unlikely possibility at this point. He has literally no choice but to level Soul right now. Kind of waiting for a pick to go uphill on the Dire. Not that it means much anyway. I think these guys at this juncture could just kind of 5-man uphill. Just everyone right-clicks the T3 tower. That's how they start a fight, and they probably still win it at this point. Like, they are very far ahead on the better scaling team. Going to... No, no, no! Not the glimpse! Oh no, they had no idea Ursa was totally alone there.
Unfortunate.
Either that or they, like, massively miscued that fight, which, I mean, is also a possibility, but that looks just tragic. I would cry if I was this team and that happened to me. Comedy of errors moment. Just glimpsed Ursa out of jail. Swapped nobody for no reason. Got the MKB up on the DK at this point. Probably had that for a minute, I'm guessing. He's walking uphill with DD, by the way, lucky bastard. The fight has started. This is sort of a poor arena, though the Disruptor did die without buyback, which, yikes, you hate to see that. And,
Alright.
yeah, it really didn't matter. The arena was, like, just... No, the arena was, like, a minute early. There was almost no follow-up, and the almost no follow-up just still killed everybody. Like, everybody on the Dire just slowly walked up to the one guy in the arena, and then everybody died. Oh man, yeah, this is super over.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
It's a rough one.
I'm gonna get the Undying too.
Okay, there we go.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Still actually opting to continue here. They're not putting the G's in check because they want my power to go out before the cast finishes. Dragonite floating 6,000 gold. I mean, that was a 5k net worth swing, so. Look at the buyback charts. Yeah, nobody on Radiant even really that close. This is like a good display of like what should have been happening this game, but wasn't.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Going to, yep.
Space farming, yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah.
A nice competitive game as you expect from LD2L.
Yep. It's funny, all the week 1 games were competitive. No, that's not true. The Hero and Hollywood team wasn't, but that was the only one that wasn't. Oh my god, no. Again, dude, how many times must we sing the same song before it ends? How many more times can we immediately accidentally save somebody from the Disruptor arena and then subsequently things go wrong? Oh no. Yeah, call the cheese, guys. It's not TI finals. Go home. You're done. What do you expect to do at this juncture?
Radiant's top
There we go. He listened to me. And we're going home. Game 1. It's very sad for the it's very sad for the Knights who say GG, because I think even though they did have a Doomsday timer, I do think they were playing a lot of this game very well. But it really did just look like there's just these horrific coordination issues. It really was like the space of 3 fights turned this from a game they couldn't lose to a game they couldn't win. If that makes sense. Like, you had the fight where they decided to try and take the fight without the Wraith King and just got demolished, lost 4 for 1, I think. You had the fight at the Tormentor, which was probably like half their fault, probably half a tragedy, half not. Like, you had those 2 fights that just turned everything around. They just turned this game from, like, you know, Ursa is sitting in Poverty Row, Mars is basically not a hero, to the Dire has like a, you know, a 5k net worth advantage minimum at every moment for the rest of the game. Like, they never even got close to bringing it back. The coordination factor on this hero in lineup, it just looks terrible. I don't know if nobody's talking. It kind of reminds me of the Luth team from way back in our rookie season, back in season 12, because you definitely have, I don't know about Watkins so much, but I've seen at least enough hero in to say you got very talented players on this team, but and you've got like I think that draft still, I would still say it looked like a fine draft, but you know, it has issues. Like I definitely I don't like the Pos 3 Undying right now. I think Pos 3 Undying is only good when auras are good, and this ain't how you play it. But the key of the matter is like, no upside or downside really could have mattered here, because just like the way they just took fights, they threw the game, which is an unfortunate thing to say, but I think it is true. They did kind of throw the game with how they were taking these fights. They definitely need to work on, and I think this is something you could maybe even fix between game 1 and game 2. Just saying. You know, like, you just gotta have some kind of leadership here. You know, maybe it's Hero and himself, maybe it's Blue Jay, maybe it's Whimsical Dragon. I don't know. Somebody's gotta be calling these shots. You cannot have these fights where 3 guys want to fight and 2 guys want to run away until they realize they can't do that anymore, or just until they say, okay, I guess I gotta fight actually after all, and then they go in when everybody's already dead. You can't have that. That's not a winning strategy, ever. Unfortunate game for the Hero N team. Let's see what happens next time.